Welcome back, everybody, to Unconditional Surrender in Europe. It's a game designed by Salvatore Vasta, published by GMT Games. We are in the Cripple the UK, Collapse the USSR campaign, affectionately known as C.U.C.U by me, C.U.C.U. We are getting ready to go into turn March of 1941. The Germans are preparing for Barbarossa, and they have achieved the first part of the C.U. They have crippled the British. I am down to like 4 factories total, so I'll have 8 production points or something like that. So it's working so far. Anyway, let's get going. There was no declarations of war. We do the economies. I don't know what we were talking about. Oh, I was talking about where I should have put the Greeks way back when. So the Russians are at 28 because they don't have their last seized area. Italians are at 12. He gives 1 to the Italians, I think. He gave 1 to the Italians, but he didn't take 1 off the Germans. He's got the Italians at 13, but he doesn't have a point off the Germans here. Not sure if he really gave 1 to the Italians or not. So we go to strategic warfare. He's 6 to my 0. He rolls a 6. That's a 12. I'm going to lose a factory. There's nothing I can roll. So now I match the number of factories I actually own in Great Britain. So next turn I'll be down to 6. Where are we at? Strategic movement. He brought the low supply infantry that he had in Turkey, brought it down to get ready to finish me off in Kuwait so that I can't threaten to take Basra from him. Oh, by the way, the weather is poor in the warm zone and severe in the other 2, so not a lot really going to happen. The Soviets took the guy that was in Lvov and put him up on the backside of the Duna. Since I don't have Lithuania, I figured he's going to declare war and just run through. And I wanted to have something on that river line to try and slow him down. And now we're into actions. Subphase for this Axis. He toyed with the idea of just going ahead and declaring war on the Soviets and said, nah, not yet. I think that was us adjusting for him giving 1 to the Italians. So first air, he starts to move there, and I go, can't go there, can't go there either. So he moved them out, and then he flew, I think he flew like to Athens and then to Varna. Because Bulgaria is conquered, so he can go there. He just couldn't land in Turkey, because Turkey's not conquered yet. And he couldn't go to this island here because you have to be in supply when you end your air move, so he couldn't go there either. And then he moves a Turk over to the Russian front. There's another Turk up towards the Russian front. Move that Turk up to start guarding his things. I guess he's worried about me coming up with some fancy schmancy invasion thing here, which I can't see, but brings the German up that was on the next to Istanbul, brings it up into Romania, brings the guy that was in Bulgaria up, so he's just basically moving up here. Did he? Oh, we were talking about cities that he could get to out of the Caucasus. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get there. Brings the Yugoslavs up in the little strip of Hungary there because he can't go into Germany, he can't go into Romania, so they have to come down this little narrow pathway. I'm not sure he did. He flew an airplane up, brought some more Germans in, so he's just basically lining things up. And he brought the Africa Army southward, so he's going to use it in the southern front, moves his armor up to the front. This is just counting. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, because there's a guy underneath there. So he's down to like 19 points at this point. So there's another guy up. I think he stopped at 18. Yeah, he stopped at 18 because he wanted to do some airplanes. He's got an airplane to build and a guy to come out, so that's 4, and then 3 airplanes to replenish, and then 5 for diplomacy. So that's why he stopped there. Did his supply thing to put somebody in supply. Oh, the German that's down here in Baghdad, South Baghdad. Got him in supply so he can come kill the garrison unit. So I went ahead and flew the airplane in just to try and make it so that I can defend, maybe. Then I activated the convoy. So do you want to intercept me? He came out with a surface action. We're in poor weather, so he's -1 to my -4. He rolled a 4, -1 is a 3, which is enough. At my -4, I have to roll a 6, which I can't do. So I take 2 sorties, and my guy is flipped. So that was pointless. And then we went to, what did we do next? My supply subphase, I supply the guy in Kuwait. I let this guy go into low supply. I was thinking of toying with the idea of just having him eliminated and building him somewhere. And then the Russians move up, that's a hole. For all you Russian players that don't know it, a Romanian here can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and walk into Odessa. So you do need to guard that bend of the river just to keep them from walking. It's a little tricksy thing that you have to watch out for. And then move that, and I moved my airplane. I think I moved my airplane back. I was trying to figure out how far the Germans could reach with their counter air without having to move, and so I moved it back to there. And I think I did the same thing with this airplane. I moved it to the north. And then I think I was done. No supply phase, nobody takes anything off. Replacements for the Axis. This should be straightforward. 1 airplane, 2 airplane. There's another airplane around here somewhere. Maybe he did his convoy. Italians. And then he did convoys. And going to the west, I don't think I had any. I had 6 points left, so I went spent them all, and I think I did the convoy and the airplane down here in Kuwait. Soviets did their 2 airplanes, and no upgrades. Mobilization for the Axis. He goes ahead and builds his 4-strength aircraft over in the west, which will make sense next turn because he's going to move that 0 guy to the east. It's in France. And then the next, I think we're in the diplomacy phase now because nobody else had anything to build. So there's only 1 no event and 1 political success and a whole bunch of German stuff and a couple of areas seized markers. So it's Germany pulls and gets a political failure. Now this was a I don't know what to do kind of thing. Because, I mean, there's Vichy France, French North Africa, and I think it's Lithuania is the only other thing. And Lithuania are the only things on his borders that, they haven't been activated yet. I don't think I have the Who's Ally updated yet, but he was thinking, you can just take off the Finn or the Swedes. But no, you're not adjacent to Axis active countries. So it's very limited on what I can do. And I can't remember exactly what I did do. I think, maybe. Yeah, we were looking around just to make sure I hadn't missed anything. I thought about possibly putting it in the Netherlands just to make him have to attack it. And I couldn't make my mind of Netherlands or French North Africa. So I went ahead and did, oops, so I put it in French North Africa just for grins. Now we go into the West. I don't have any points. So we go to the Soviets and they're like, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I went ahead and pulled and got a pro-axis marker out of the cup. So this is us just seeing what's out there still. So he's got 3 successes and 2 areas seized and a no event. So odds are he's going to be able to like activate Sweden, maybe even get Finland in before declaring war. Things are just not looking good because I don't have any points with the British to do anything. And then that should be diplomacy. We go to end of turn phase. This is just get stuff off the tracks. We're in April. Right. Yeah. We go into April. I don't know what he gets. I think he picked up a marker there. Oh, he got a ground support. He started to take ground support. I said, no, it's not May. You don't get that yet. So we're just kind of restacking. So then he rolls 2, 6, 1 for the weather, which is bad for me because that's going to make it 4 severe and fair. So it's fair in the warm zone, and he's ready to go attack that garrison unit with a full strength German infantry unit, and things just start not. Weather doesn't like me, so might as well just leave that up because we're going to rip right into that next. So now we're moving into April of 41. Yeah, gives 1 to the Italians, 20 for the Russians, 6 for the Brits. And of course he's at +6, I'm at 0. Rolled a 1 + 6 is a 7, so I have a chance. I rolled a 4, not enough. So up to 8 lost factories I go. 2nd Panzer. Now this is his strategic move. And we talked about this a bit. He's like, no, I think I want to go here. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to get this guy out of the way. Just thinking of building the BEF there. And the Russians, I think I took my forward guy thinking that I wasn't going to have Lithuania available. You know, I'm assuming he's going to attack me here in May. Now again, this guy is all alone here. There's no line here for the Lithuanian thing or whatever. So I just got him and I said, there's an armored unit down here. And with a German armored unit, I figured I'm going to need an extra infantry unit. Otherwise, if he breaks through here, he captures 3 cities, maybe 4 if he gets to Akkastron before I can stop him. And one of them's a factory. So I was like, I think I need an extra unit down here. Which means it's going to be easier for him to bust through on the eastern side, you know, on the true eastern front. So, and he was kind of happy with that happening that way. We got into actions. I think the only thing we're going to do is this down here. He goes, so 1, 2, and then 3, 4 to attack me. He's at +2. I'm at -1. We go to combat commitment, I think. Yes. He did not commit, and I did. So it will be +2 to +1. And he rolls 5 + 2 is a 7, and I can only roll a 3. +1 is a 4, so I'm forced to retreat. Takes the hex, and then he attacks again. And now he gets an extra +2 because of isolation. There we go. +2. So he's starting off at +3 to +1. We go to combat commitment. We both are going to commit. He's going to throw in his tanks. So out comes the tanks marker here. So he's +5 to my +1. He rolls an 11, so I don't have a chance. So he's eliminated. The airplane's eliminated because there's nowhere to fly to, and the convoy just goes back into there. So no, I kept the convoy going, which was a mistake. I probably should have stopped it where it was. I think I took it all the way to the Arctic Ocean, to the South Atlantic Ocean. Did he do anything else? And then he moved this German infantry. Move it by sea. Not sure where it went. Moves the Turk down. Not sure what he did with that German infantry that he picked up. Moves that Turk up, this Turk up. I think he does some more shenanigans up here, gets people up to the front. He's flying his aircraft over to the east. And he decided that he needed to have him sitting back there when he's looking at his points. He's got 20 left. And I'm not sure. He's going to do some airplanes or something. I'm not sure what he was going to do with. I don't think maybe he doesn't have 20 left. I don't know. Moves that guy up. It's down to 19. He does some shenanigans in the west to line up his defenses, and then he's done. He goes into a supply phase. The Italians do their supplying, and I go ahead and move the Gibraltar guy over. I have 5 points left, and I just supplied the guy in Gibraltar. Went to the Soviets. Pulling back. It's April, and I run as far as I can go. I flew that airplane down there, and this airplane back to here to try and give me some kind of coverage. It's horrible looking. We're in replacements, so the Axis are cleaning up their airplanes. And the Italian fleets, convoys, and no upgrades, mobilization for the Axis. I don't think they had anything, did they? Oh yeah, they got a garrison unit to build still. So they build that garrison somewhere. Oh, in Munich. Come down and help the Italians, I guess. Let's go back. Diplomacy phase. So the Germans come in and say, what can I pull? What can I pull? They pull a no event. So that means there's only area seized and political success type stuff. And I saved 5 points for the British. I didn't do anything with them. I saved them because I figured this is the last diplomacy phase. Right? If he's going to declare war on me in May, it gets clear, he'll come after me. So I was like, I can get a political success. I can get an area seized. That's 3 choices. And there's a couple pro-Axis, so maybe I can thin the cup down a little bit and see what I can do. So I went ahead and pulled, and I got an area seized. So now the Russians are down to, they get this Kaunas, which is kind of like a little late, guys. They'll get the factory, but still, they're going to lose it right away. And then the Soviets go ahead. I thought about putting something in the cup, and I said, there's 3 successes there. If I pull now, I get one of them out. So let me see what I can do. Went ahead and pulled. And the area seized just gets deleted. I pulled the political success. So now he's got 2 pro markers in the cup. Pulled the political success, and my only real choices here is, take the pro marker out from either Finland or Sweden. And talked about it a while, and we ended up deciding that Finland was the better one for me to take out. And then we move into May 1941. And The nice thing about moving into May 1941 is the British get a Lend-Lease off the turn track, which is important to them. So in November I'll get another one, but now I'm up to 8 points. Oh boy. There it is. And then I think the Germans got their tanks, their surface action, and a ground support. So they have like 2 ground supports now. So they have lots of support for their miners. And notice the British are down to 11 will points. They've lost 7 in the Middle East, plus they've had 2 guys die along the way. So I've lost 9 will points with the British. So the Middle East is huge as far as will points go too. We move into May of 1941, and we roll the weather, and he rolls a 6, a 6, and a 1. And in May, a 6, a 6, and a 1 is not helpful to him, because he has nothing in the warm zone, which is fair, and it's like he has nothing to do in the warm zone. And then a 6 and a 6 is poor and poor. So it was kind of like, wow. Player 8 card, weather track. And I think this is us talking about some other things. And then that's the end of our playthrough. So that was March and April of 1941. The Germans have concluded their crippling of the UK. They will now be plus 6 against the UK. The UK doesn't have any chance really to take back Basra or Kuwait anytime soon to get that plus 2 off of them and the Soviets, and they will be plus 3 against the Soviets when they come in. So they will be able to control the strategic war. The British are only at 8 production points, so they're not going to be real active on being able to do a lot. So it's going to take a while to rebuild what's in my dead box. As you can see, I have the BEF and then Medfleet and a garrison in the airplane. I don't think I ever moved Medfleet into the mobilization box. So I have a lot of points to have to rebuild and a guy to flip over and a lot of guys with fairly high sorties. And I only have 8 points of turn for the next 6 turns. Then I'll get 10. So it's going to be a while before I have any kind of real offensive capability. I do have my surprise attack marker to threaten him, so he's got to at least, pay attention to the ports and things. He can't just let me have stuff. But other than that, he's well on his way. Now comes the second part of his plan to collapse Russia. And we will see how that fares in the next turns to come. I've been fortunate with Russia. It means at worst I'm going to see 4. Or at least initially I should see 4, maybe 5 fair weather turns. No chance for him to get 6. So it depends on what the weather is in June. And then in October and November, there's also a 1 in 6 chance on one of those months of getting fair weather. So there you have it. March and April of 1941 in the C.U.C.U campaign. As always, I'm Dren608. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Hit the like button so the algorithms in YouTube can keep this up for other people to find when they come looking for this. And until we meet again, stay safe and bye-bye.